In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to cut polo for kids. Now here are the materials that I will be using. I will be picking out of this material to make this round neck polo that I'm about to make for a kid. Do well to like, follow and subscribe. Now let's go to the tutorial proper. On our pattern paper, we are going to take the measurement for our length, which is, for this measurement I'll be using 21 inches for the length, and I'm making this polo for a 5-year-old boy. So that's the length measurement, 21. So the chest measurement I'll be using is 30, while the shoulder measurement is 6. So I measured 6.5 on my shoulder line. This is 6.5 on my shoulder line, and then I come down by 6 inches for the armhole. Connect the line this way. After getting a straight line for the armhole, we are going to now impute our chest measurement. I told you I'm sewing for a 5-year-old, and then I'm using chest bust 30. So divide your chest measurement by 4, and then you impute it downward. So that's basically what I'm doing in this video. Divide your chest measurement by 4, and then you take it straight down and you connect it as a straight line. That is what I just did, in case you are confused. And then I connect it down to the armhole, and I'm going to use my armhole cuff to just curve out the armhole. Just look at what I'm doing, and then you just follow it. So here we've gotten our armhole, and the next now we are going to do is take our neck measurement. I went in by 2.5, and I'm going down by 3.5 inches. So you then you then connect it this way. Then after that, we are going to do our shoulder slope. Just go down by 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inch, depending on how wide the child is. But what I did here, I used just 1 inch for the shoulder slope, and then I'm cutting it out. This pattern is going to be for our back and front, but because of the design that we are doing, we are going to be cutting out the back separately. So I folded it this way. So I just folded it this way, like I said, for us to be able to get the back and the front piece. We are not going to be using one pattern for both back and front, because the front pattern has a design which we are going to cut out. So this is the back piece and the front piece. So I cut out the excesses, and I will be imputing my measurement for the back neckline. So here I came down by 1 inch, and I connected it to the front neck area, as you can see from the video. Then after that, I brought back the front pattern. Here's the front pattern. I'm going to be going down by 7 inch. In this video I went down by 7 inch, but feel free to do 6 inches because I later removed 1 inch from the pattern. So for the middle part, where we are going to be inserting the navy blue color, I went down by 4 inch. The first one, remember I told you to use 6 inch, then the middle one will be 4 inches, then the rest will be for the down part. Kindly label your pattern so you will understand when you are cutting it. So I just cut out the patterns, and I will be using each of the pattern to cut out on the fabric. So let's just watch what I'm doing. so you understand. The video is a little bit, I think it's from my recording, but with what I'm doing, I guess you will understand. So this is our back pattern. We are just going to be cutting plain for the back pattern. So here, this is the fabric I will be using. This fabric is called dry cotton. Yeah, I think that's what they call it. Use it to make polo, bodycon shirt, and the rest. So this is what I'm going to be using for this. So here I'm pinning the pattern to my fabric. Now this number 3 is the down part, so I'm cutting it out first. I will do same for all the pattern. Now make sure your fabric is on fold when you are using the pattern, because I didn't open it up. Yes, so you won't forget. And I have already input from my chest measurement. I've already input the allowance I'm going to use to sew it. So one thing with polo does not necessarily need a lot of allowance, so make sure you know the measurement of the measurement for the person you're about to sew for. So you don't necessarily need to add too much measurement. I hope you understand. So here I'm still cutting it out on my pattern. Just watch closely, you will understand what I'm doing. So now I'll be using the middle design is navy blue. So here I'm going to be using it to cut number 2, which is the design in between. So this is it. Just arrange my fabric very well, and then pin it down and cut it out. So this is basically all that it takes to cut. I think polo is one of the easiest clothes to sew, to cut and sew. Very simple and easy to make. So now let's watch. In this video, I don't really have the sewing tutorial. Here is just the cutting, but with what I'm going to show you now, you'll be able to do it on your own. So feel free to learn and do this, practice on your own, and you will get it too. So after cutting, this is what we have on our fabric. Remember, number 2 is the middle one. So I just brought it. So this is how it's going to look when we join, and then the number 3 will now be the last one to join. Yeah, so this is how it's going to look when we join it. So here is our front piece. We're going to be cutting the back piece, which is plain. So this is it. I pin it down very well because I don't want excesses. And then I will just have it cut out on the main fabric. Now you see me cutting on exactly on the pattern paper, as it is on the pattern paper, because from my calculation I had already added my sewing allowance. So that is why you see me cutting directly close to the pattern paper. If you are cutting on your pattern paper first and you didn't include your sewing allowance, feel free to include it on your fabric. But here I had done that. That's why I'm cutting directly. Like I said before, the sewing tutorial is not really in this video, so I will be explaining to you how I joined it. So here I'm cutting the sleeve. On the sleeve line, I went down. I measured what is on my armhole, and then I went down by 4 inches, slant my tape downward, and I get exactly what is on my armhole and I cut it down this way. If you watch through my channel, there are tutorials on how to cut this particular sleeve. Feel free to check and watch, you will understand. So after cutting out the sleeve, I will go ahead to join the pieces that I cut. That is on my pattern. I'll go ahead to join it. Here I have already joined it, and now I'm marking out my round neck. So whatever I have on my round neck is what I'm going to cut on this piece that we are going to be using to pipe the neck. So the measurement I'm going to be using on fold is I actually need 1 inch. So, and on my round neck, I already take the measurement of my round neck, which is everything I had there was around 18. So from that 18, I'm going to be minusing, depending on how stretchy your fabric is, you can minus 4 inch from whatever you get on your round neck. You can minus 4 inch, and if your fabric is not stretchy enough, you can minus 3 inch. It just depends on how stretchy your fabric is. So after taking my measurement and folding it this way, just have it on fold, yes, like this. Iron it out, and then you take out your measurement and trim it very well. Let every side be equal. So I've taken my measurement, and then I'm going to be taking off my 4 inch. So this is it on fold. I took out the excesses that I don't want on it, and then I'm trimming it so everything will be equal. After trimming, I will check the measurement to see if what I have seen is still more than 1 inch. So I'm still going to trim it off. This is what we are going to use to pipe the neck. I have a video on this channel on how to fit that neck piping. Feel free to also watch. So here you take it to your sewing machine and sew it this way. I've already sewn it down, and so we are going to bend it. This is how we are going to use to pipe our neckline. See, watch what I'm doing now. So here the video didn't cover some parts, but just notch the midpoint. So you will now take the material you cut out for the neck, you take it and you pin it round, making sure that no one is bigger than the other side. That's the excess of the notch we did on the main fabric. I remove the excesses on the distance so it will not be budging, and then I'm going to just fix it round now with my pin so you will understand. So you take it to your sewing machine and you just sew round. After that, you give it a good press. Yes, you give it a good press and join the side, include your sleeve, and everything is done. Round neck is not really hard to make. So after pinning everything down, you are going to have, if there is excess, you remove it. That's the reason I said pin it. If you pin everything down and there is excesses, you take it back, and then if you do everything well, this is how your polo will be looking. Look at the neatness. See you in my next video. Bye.